What's poppin' here? In today's video, we're going to be talking about variables and equations, and at the end, I'll tell you guys what they have to do with each other. So let's start with a relatively simple question. What's 3 plus 4? Well, we obviously know that 3 plus 4 is 7. Now, what am I doing with these question marks? Well, we replace the question marks with x's. We actually already have a variable. So x is our variable. A variable can be any real number. And 3 plus 4 equals x. Well, that's our equation. Just remember, an equation always has an equal sign. Alright, here's an example. Dane has 4 cookies. Tom also has 4 cookies. X represents the total number of cookies. Well, x obviously 8 because 4 plus 4 is 8. So the total number of cookies is 8. So here's a balance scale. And if we put 1 on the left side, the balance scale would be unbalanced because there's nothing on the right side, so it's pretty much 0. So this is imbalanced. But if we erase the 1 or subtract the 1 by 1, then we have 0. Then it's equal. But if we add let's say 5 on the right side, what do we have to do to the left side so that the balance scale remains equal? Because right now, the right side is heavier than the left side. We have to also add 5 to the left side. Now it's equal. I think you guys get the point. Let's try this with the variable x. We have x on both sides. Is this equal? Obviously it is, because we have the same thing on both sides. But what if we add 1 to the x on the left side? Is this equal? Which side is heavier? The left side is heavier, because the left side is 1 greater than the right side. So we're not allowed to touch the left side. What can we do to the right side so that it's equal to the left side? We have to add 1 to the x so that both sides are equal. Now the scale is balanced again. I think you guys get the point. Whatever we do to one side, we have to do to the other side. So if we have x right here and we divide the x by 2, we also have to divide the x by the 2 on the other side. Now both sides are equal. Now let's try this with an equation. We'll have x plus 3 equals 7. This is a relatively simple problem. I think you guys can do this in your head. An easy way to do this is to try to get x by itself. Right now, 3 is also in the way. 3 is also there, and it's in the way. So we have x plus 3 equals 7. Again, you gotta kind of think of this like a balance scale. So x plus 3 is on one side and 7 is on the other side. And we want x to be alone. How do we get rid of the 3? Well, we can easily subtract 3. Because 3 minus 3 is 0. And based on the rule we just made earlier, we also have to subtract 3 on the right side. So if we subtract 3 on the left side, we also have to do the same on the right side. So 3 minus 3 is obviously 0. Now we have x equals 7 minus 3 is 4. Now we have x equals 4. And we can check our answer. 4 plus 3 equals 7. And that is correct. Both sides are balanced. 3x plus 2 is 17. Remember, we always want to get x by itself. And 3x is the same as 3 times x. We want x to be by itself. Right now, x is accompanied by 3 and a plus 2. We want to get rid of both of them. The first thing to do is to always get rid of the terms that are nearby. So we have a 2 right here, which we can easily get rid of. By subtracting 2 on both sides, we can easily get rid of the 2. Because 2 minus 2 is 0. So now we have 3 times x equals 15. What do we have to do so that x by itself? We can easily divide by 3 on both sides. Now x is by itself. And x equals 5. We can check our answer. 3 times 5 plus 2 equals 17. And that's correct. Both sides are balanced. Let's try another problem. X plus 9 equals 11. The first thing we have to do is to simplify the equation. Remember, an equation always has an equal sign. We can simplify it by saying 2x plus 9 equals 11. Because x plus x is 2x. 2 times x. Now in order to get rid of this term right here, we can subtract both sides by 9. Now we have 2x equals 2. And in order to get rid of the 2, which is accompanying the x, we can divide both sides by 2. Now we have x equals 1. Perfect.